Are you trying to get into nursing school, or you've just started out in nursing school and you're wondering what is it that you should know or what is it that you should do before starting out? So today I'll be sharing with you 5 important tips on what you should do before starting out in nursing school. Number 1 is to study smart. As I said before on my video on things that I wish I knew before starting out in nursing school, I said that nursing school has a lot of studying, and therefore you have to find ways of studying that are helpful for you. You don't have to just bring all the morale that you get from high school, because most of the people who come to college, they usually just fresh from high school, and they still have that morale of competing and trying to work extra hard. But when you just have only that in mind, it is not going to work for you. You have to incorporate other things. You can do group discussions, you can just do online, like you can interact with other students, you can watch videos and do more of practicals. There's a lecturer who always told us that if one student was to do practicals alone and another student was to stay in class and do only theory, this other student who is doing practical will be able to become a better nurse than the student who is focusing so much on theory. So whenever you go to nursing school, just make sure you find other ways of gaining knowledge. Like books alone won't be able to help you, so make sure you study smart. Number 2 is to remember that you have a life. Most of the people in campus are usually married. Some of them are in a serious relationship, or even if you're single, just remember that you have a life outside school. Yes, you're there to perform, you're there to do all these cans and become a better nurse and such kind of things, but always remember that there's another part of life. Studying is not all that matters. It is only for 4 years, yes, but after 4 years, just sit down and ask yourself, what kind of a person are you? Because it's not all about studying. You want to be studying your whole life until you are 80. The other things that are important in your life, your family and such kind of things. So whenever you get into school, I know for nursing school it is so exhausting and it takes all your time, but just make sure that even if it takes your time, you create time for other things. You create time to socialize, you create time to like interact with other people. You just can't be studying throughout. Just make sure you don't forget your other part of life, because I've seen this happening to most people. They've just forgotten about their social life. So please make sure you just take your social life seriously as much as you take your education seriously. Number 3 is to make good connections, and what I mean is to make the right kind of friends and to make the right kind of relationships. Just know that the type of friends you're making when you're starting out in college, most of the time usually the friends you'll be having throughout college, and maybe afterwards when you're done with college, these are the kind of friends you'll be working with or you'll be like trying to have connections with. Like for us in our country in Kenya, it is all about connections. Like you need to have the right kind of connections with guys so that you can get job opportunities and such kind of things. So whenever you're making they're choosing the friends or the relationships you're having in college, just ask yourself, is this person a kind of person whom when we go out there they're going to call me whenever they find a job opportunity? Is this the kind of person who is going to encourage me never to miss a class, to always like concentrate on my studies? Always ask yourself, is that person bringing any impact in your life? Because if they're not, then I don't know, but just make sure you're making the right connection, because remember, these are the friends you're going to have the time you're working. And just think about your kids, like who are the people you're going to connect your kids with? Yeah, such kind of things. Before I get to the 4th advice, please make sure you click on that like button and subscribe to this channel if you haven't subscribed yet. So the 4th tip is to do your best. As I told you before on my video on things I wish I knew before starting out in nursing school, is that nursing school is so competitive, and this is because people are different. Like people do things differently. That's why we cannot all learn at the same time. You'll have guys who can do things within 3 days, and maybe for you you'll take a week or even more than that. Let's say like giving immunizations. We have guys within 2 days of just seeing how things are done, they're able to do it. But maybe for you are still scared, you're still not being able to get, like, should I be giving it on the right thigh or on the left thigh? But what I usually tell guys is that make sure you do you, because the moment you are pressurized because someone has done it, you're going to force yourself to do it without even learning or without getting the real concept, and you're going to make mistakes. Remember, in medicine or in any medical course, you're not allowed to make mistakes because you're dealing with other people's life. So the only way you're going to survive this is to do you. Just do your own level best. And then number 5 is don't rush, take your time. And I usually find most first year students, they'll be asking you like, can you help me with some books? I want to read ahead, I want to like study and like be ahead of the lecturers, that kind of things. And they're like, man, relax, you're in college, like you're going to learn all this stuff. Even at times when they've already joined, and it is maybe during the first or the second week, they want to go for clinicals and they want to do all the stuff that a 4th year student is doing. I shall tell them to relax. You're going to do all these things, and you are at times even going to get tired. What I usually tell myself, especially ever since I was in first year, is that we are all going to learn this stuff and you're all going to finish school at the same time, because the moment you are stressing yourself, you're going to get tired very fast. Usually find these students who usually have a really high morale when they start out in nursing school. By the time they're in their 4th year, they are just tired. Some of them even give up in school just because they wanted to do things so fast. So at times we usually just tell you to relax and just take your time to learn. Nursing school, like I told you before, you're not allowed to make mistakes, so you have to relax and just learn slowly. Take your time to learn slowly, take your time to understand all this stuff. And lastly, I'd like you to read this statement. Did you read it like you don't matter, give up, or did you read it like you matter, don't give up? Whichever way, it's a choice, but I hope you read it like you matter, don't give up, because you matter. So if you're trying to get into nursing school, I hope you don't give up. Just keep on trying. One day you'll get there. And if you're already in nursing school, I wish you all the best. Just keep on trying hard, like not working hard, trying hard and doing your level best, and wishing you all the best. Thank you so much for choosing to watch this video, and see you on my next video. Bye bye.